we don't know where the next victim's going to be. I got to go speak with the police, the county and city police officers the other day about that, and you know, it's horrific the numbers of assaults that happen here, and it's much smaller than other places, but we still need people trained so that we can keep our state safe. So that was fun. It was an interesting topic, and we maneuvered through it. There's some other bills we've talked about and we're working on that we're ready to pre-file. The short session, the 60-day session, is just a supplemental budget, which just means it's supposed to address the emergencies, like the landslide. And that you should definitely address that. We didn't know it was going to happen. Or there are wildfires. We had horrific wildfires here, and that changed the amount of money that the state needed to spend to fight those. I was able to co-sponsor a bill that allows, and Neil Kaiser called me and said, hey, I can't get my cattle off during this fire, and I can't get past the DNR line to save the cattle's lives because they won't let me, the state won't let me. So we passed a bill, and it was signed by the governor, and it makes it so that if you're a landowner and you have a fire on your land, you can now pass that DNR line and go rescue your own cattle. So those kind of bills are huge, and they're from you. So you know, you really need to realize that we don't want to just be your legislator. We want you to bring us legislation that changes your life and makes it better. And that's what we get to do. And I wasn't sure going there if you could actually do that, but you can. So here to tell you, you can do it, especially with the help of somebody amazing that knows how to maneuver through the system. So the other passion was a business. I basically ran to help small businesses. You know, we have family small businesses. We were blessed to be able to grow up in business and to try to serve the community by providing jobs, which is something we're all hoping for, more jobs in Washington State. And so I was asked by the Associated Washington Business to start a Washington State Business Caucus. And so we started it this last year, and it's Democrat, Republican, and then it's Senate and House. So it's bicameral and bipartisan. And we met 2 or 3 times during session, and if you sign the front of a paycheck, then you can be on that committee. Because the perspective of the employee is different than the perspective of the owner or somebody who's paying the bills. And we wanted to see that, we wanted to make sure that the small businesses are protected. So we're trying to do things that will help keep small businesses in the area. So that was a really fun accomplishment. And we had 31 at our last meeting, and Bill Bryant was our speaker, and it was in the House of Representatives. So it's a great committee. I'm really happy and proud to be able to chair and work on that. Projects. You know, the other thing is, so I'm asking you 2 things. One is to make sure that you bring us legislation, something you're mad about, something that won't work. If you called me or Wanda, we can make it a case. And there's staff up there that are trained incredibly well to research everything you ever want to know about that piece of legislation. And if there has ever been bills and why they passed or didn't pass, and where the obstacles would be, and then they bring it to us and say, hey, are you interested in running this bill? And then we have a little conference call and we say, hey, is this going to be a good bill? Is this really going to help? Is it going to cost too much money? Because again, we're trying to be fiscally conservative, and then we decide to run it based off that. But if you have an issue, we're here, I'm your employee. You know, I'm there to work for you and to bring that issue to task, and so that we can make changes. And you can make changes, which is really exciting. Projects. The other ask from you is that there's capital budget for projects. There's 3 budgets: the transportation, operating, and the capital budget. And there's capital budget funds that are going to happen whether I vote for them or not. It's the money that's allocated for a capital project, bricks and mortar, to make our state better. And what happens is most of that money goes to King County. It's been doing that for years. So if there's a new bridge, or there's a museum, or there's something that you need, it was always the west side that was getting that money. And so I said, Wanda, why? Why are we getting projects here? We have great projects and people that need money too. I'm not trying to grow government, but if the money's happening anyway, why aren't we pulling it to both sides of the state? And she said, oh, let's do it. So she gets hit all the time with this huge amount of capital, but probably more than she's ever got. But basically, if you have a project, you know, it's important for you to let me know. Say, hey, this is a really good idea. It's going to bring tourism dollars. It's going to employ people. It's going to make a difference in our community and make Washington better. Then we'll talk about it, and we're happy to run it. We've got, Oren, do you want to share some of the projects?
Sure.
He's really knowledgeable and been key on that.